Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Julia Creations and I'm back with another video. Oh my gosh, you guys, I hope everyone is having a great start to August. This month feels so weird already. I can already tell you it feels so weird, but that's neither here nor there. I had a client that reached out to me that said she wanted me to do her budget. So I did do this budget on live the other night, but I'm going to repost it on my YT channel just because you can go back and watch it again. It's a really good budget, and of course my clients like to remain anonymous when I repost their budget, so I will not be saying any names out of the comfort of what my clients request. So we're gonna go straight into it, you guys. We're gonna be setting up a bi-weekly budget to pay off some debt here. Very simple, quick and easy budget, but we're gonna get straight into it, and I hope this helps any of my clients that are paid bi-weekly. It's gonna go straight into the details and the nitty-gritty of it, so let's go. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can join the budget family. Alright, you guys, so the first thing I like to go ahead and do is fill in our August calendar so we can see our paydays and everything broken down, all of our bills in here. So I'm going to go ahead and write in our calendar, and then I'm going to be right back, you guys. I'm going to time elapse this so you don't got to see me talk. I'm going to try to time. Alright, you guys, so we went ahead and we filled in all the dates and the pay periods here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is break this down to a monthly budget. So let's start calendar overview of everything that's coming in and going out. I like to do this for our paycheck breakdowns. It just makes you feel 10 times better. Okay, you guys, we want to make your budget journey as smooth as possible and follow these templates to get you organized. Of course, this planner can be purchased at juliacreations.com. You guys can use the discount code YTFamily for a discount today. So if you want to get your planner, we have physical and digital available. So welcome to my channel, guys. If you're new here, I don't know if I said that I'm a budget coach. I get right into it and forget that we might have some new budget babes in here. But hi guys, my name is Julia Creations. I'm a budget coach. I teach people how to budget, get their finances on track, pay off debt, all that good stuff. All right, you guys. So we have a bi-weekly budget here, so we're going to go ahead and write down our pay periods here. If you have multiple jobs, you're going to go ahead and put those instead of 2 bi-weekly checks. You would say job 1, job 2, or job 3, put all that in there, but we're just going to say bi-weekly. So we're bringing about $2,000 in bi-weekly here, which averages to about $4,000 per month. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do our fixed expenses versus our variables. So we're just going to go ahead and write down all our bills and our monthly budget so we can add everything up and get an overview. So I'm going to go ahead and write our fixed and our variables, and our fixed are going to be our bills that are usually the same every single month, and then our variables are going to be our expenses that vary. So I'm going to go ahead and do this here, and then we're going to time elapse it, and I'll be right back, you guys. Alright, you guys, so now that we went ahead and we wrote down our expenses, we're going to go ahead and add this up. So we got 550 plus 300 plus 120 plus 120 plus 200 plus 250 plus 190 plus 111 is going to total our fixed expenses to 1841. Let's go ahead and add up our variables now. So our variables, our subscriptions, 100, our gas for 160, our groceries for 300, eating out for 160, and then credit cards for 200 is going to be 920. 920 plus 1841 is going to be 2761 as our expense total. Alright, you guys, so now we're going to go ahead and find our cash surplus, which is going to be the money we have left over after bills and expenses. how we get this number, we're going to take our full income, which is $4,000, and we're going to minus it by our expenses that are going out for the month. It's going to be $1,239 here, you guys. So this is how much we're supposed to have left over after bills and expenses. So we want to see how we see this on our paycheck breakdown. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to set up our paycheck breakdown, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and we want to look at all bills that are going to come out from the 30th until the 13th, because that's when we get paid again. So we want to set up our bi-weekly budget. So what we're going to do is we're going to say the week of July 28th to August 4th. And then we're going to say August 5th to August 11th. And then August 12th to August 18th. And we just like to do this to get a full overview of everything, you guys. But the payday will fall on July 30th. So this would be 7/30 payday. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to figure out what bills cover this check. So just like this green highlighted here, we're going to go ahead and cover all these bills in the green highlight. So we know for a fact we have a paycheck coming in of $2,000. So we're going to go ahead and put $2,000 here. And then we're going to go ahead and write our expenses that come out this week. So we know for a fact we have our loan number 1 coming out. So we got loan number 1 that comes out, which is bi-weekly. So it's going to be $125. And then we got loan number 2 for $95. Alright. And I like to highlight these as I go, you guys. So bi-weekly, we'll just do half, because we know we need to finish the other half. And then we also have our rent that's going to come out on the 1st. So we need to highlight rent as well. So we got rent that's going to come out for $550. Alright, and I think we also have our car insurance, which comes out on the 8th, so it'll fall on this paycheck because we don't get paid that next week, so we have to cover everything with this week. So guys, we don't get paid this week of August 5th to the 11th, so we have to cover any bills that fall from this pay period. That's why it's super nice to have your calendar. And go ahead and put our car insurance, which was what, $200 in this week. Alright, you guys, so those are our main bills. So now let's look at our variables. We have subscriptions for $50. She didn't give me the date of the subscriptions, but I'm just going to put them on bi-weekly, and then she'll just have to move them around as needed. So we got subscriptions for $50, and then gas totals to about $160 per month. $160 divided by 2 is about $80 bi-weekly for gas. So we're going to put gas for $80. And then we also have our groceries for $300. So we're going to do groceries for $150 bi-weekly. Alright. And then we also have our eating out as well for $160. So we're going to put our eating out in this budget as well. And if we break that down, that's $80 bi-weekly. And then we already added our subscriptions to there. So those are all of our variables then. So guys, anytime you're doing a bi-weekly budget and you do your monthly budget, you're just going to split this bi-weekly. Or you can break it down by your weeks if you want to, like do a weekly. But because this budget's bi-weekly, we're just going to do it this way. So let's go ahead and add up our expenses for this week. We got $125 plus $95 plus $550 plus $200. Is going to be $970 for our fixed expenses. Now our variables, we got 50 plus 80 plus 150 plus 80 is going to be 360. So just like that, we are now able to move our bills around as needed. So if you guys have something that, you know, falls on this week and you want to move it around, this is where you can adjust your variables. So this template makes it really easy to adjust your variable spending to reach your budget. So our expenses total to about $1,330. We're going to go ahead and take $2,000 and we're going to minus it by $1,330 to find our cash surplus. So if we take $2,000 and we minus it by $1,330, we will have $670 to go in our savings. So we have already reached basically half of our cash surplus for the month just off this one check and this 1 week. So if you struggle with knowing when your paychecks are coming out or what bills cover each check, this is a perfect example for you. All right, you guys, so now we're gonna go to the next week. All right, you guys, so now we're looking at the next week, which is going to be the payday of the 13th. So we'll be bringing in $2,000 again, and this is going to be the payday of 8/13 because we are paid bi-weekly. So now we're going to go ahead and cover what bills we're going to cover for this week. So right off the bat, we need to repeat these loans again that are bi-weekly. So we're going to go ahead and repeat these loans again that come out again. So I'm just going to do half yellow. And we'll go ahead and say loan number 1 and then loan number 2, which is going to be $125 and then $95 again. All right, and then we also have this other loan number 3 is going to come out with this check. So we're going to go ahead and cover loan number 3. Which is going to be $111, and then we're going to go ahead and cover our utilities, which is going to be $120. We're going to go ahead and cover all our bills that would come out this week. We got utilities for $120. We also have our car payment for $300. All right, the car payment. And then we also got our phone bill, which is going to be $120. Phone for $120. All right, and then we have our credit card, which was $200. Go ahead and cross that off. All right, and then you guys will also get paid again on the 27th, and this will cover all the first week of September's bills. All right, that's going to cover all the first week of September's bills, so we're not going to worry about this pay period. But basically all these bills will repeat again, you guys, and this week will be a duplicate of this week. But let's go ahead and put the rest of our expenses. We have our subs, which are going to be $50. Again, our gas, which is going to be $80. Then we have our groceries for $150. And then we have eating out for $80. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add all this up. So 125 plus 95 plus 111 plus 120 plus 300 plus 120 is going to be $871 for our fix. All right, and let's add up our variables. 200 plus 50 plus 80 plus 150 plus 80 is going to be 560. 560 plus 871 is going to be 1431 for our expenses. And now we're going to go ahead and take our income, which is 2 grand, and we're going to minus it by our expenses that are coming out. So 2 grand minus 1431 is going to be 569 in our savings. And this is basically our whole cash surplus for the month, you guys. The next week we don't get paid, and then it's going to be the week that falls into September, which is going to be a repeat of this week. So let's see if our cash surplus matches our monthly cash surplus that we set for them. Alright, you guys, so this is the moment to see if our budget actually works, or if we did our budget correctly. This is how you're going to proof check. So our monthly cash surplus that we quoted to have left over was $12.39. So let's see how much we put up from each check for the whole month to see if it equals that $12.39. So we're going to take 670 plus 569, which is going to be $12.39. So $12.39 matches what we set. So now let's take this $12.39 and use it to pay off our debt. So let's create a debt payoff list. Alright, you guys, so now that we wrote our debt list, we're going to go ahead and take the money we had left over. So starting August, after we take care of bills and expenses, we have $12.39 left over. So with $12.39 here, we are going to go ahead and pay off our cash store, and we're also going to pay off our Capital One. So we're going to start off with some small balances and work our way to the top. Why? Because we don't have a savings going. These ones that don't have minimums aren't in collections. They're just ones she needs to pay off soon. So we're going to go ahead and handle those. And then this was the bi-weekly loan that we have here, you guys. These two are the loans. So we want to make sure we get that credit card paid off first. So we're going to go ahead and pay off the Capital One. And then we're also going to pay off the cash store. So Capital One and cash store together is going to be $680. So with $12.39, which is the money we have left over, we're going to go ahead and pay off those two balances, which is going to give us $559 in our savings. Alright, so starting September, we paid off the cash store, and we no longer have to pay that $100 minimum on Capital One. So our cash surplus is going to increase to $13.39. With $13.39, we're going to go ahead and pay off the CNAC because that's something she needed to pay off ASAP. So we're going to go ahead and get that one paid off. Has $837 on it, so we're gonna take $13.39 and minus it by $837. So guys, keep in mind we're still going to be paying our minimums on all of these things that do require minimums on it. We're just taking the money we have left over and we're prioritize paying off one debt at a time. So if you want to pull the money from your savings and put it to pay off more debt, you can. But we're going to put this in our savings so we have a cushion. Most of my clients don't have a savings going at all. So even though in the process of paying off debt, I still require them to build a savings. So that way they will be good if any emergencies come up. Boom. So once we pay off that debt, that one didn't have a minimum. So our cash surplus for October is still going to be $13.39. Alright, you guys, so with $13.39, we're going to go ahead and pay off the Capital One number 2. And the Capital One should be smaller by the time we get here, but I'm just rounding up to cover any interest that accumulated. So that way, I'll rather overquote than underquote. So Capital One number 2, which has a balance of $650, $1339 minus $650 is going to be $689 in our savings. Alright. And just like that, the Capital One is paid off. So starting November, you guys, we'll add an extra $100 back into our cash surplus, giving us $1439 left over. So at $1439, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and pay off loan number 3 because the rest of these are loans. So when it comes to credit cards versus loans, we always want to pay off our credit cards first because those accumulate higher interest rates. So we're gonna go ahead and pay off loan number 3. So $1439 minus $650 is going to be $789 in our savings. Alright, so $789 is what's going to go in our savings. And just like that, we paid off loan number 3. So starting December, we're going to go ahead and add $1439. We're going to add an additional $111, which is going to be $1550. Alright, so with $1550, you guys, we're going to go ahead right off the bat and pay off the money key. It's going to take the money we have left over. Hopefully money key will be way smaller by the time we get here. I'm just rounding up to cover any interest. I'm going to go ahead and pay off money key, which has a balance of $1,500. And our cash surplus is $1,550. So $1,550 minus $1,500, $500 is going to go in our savings. Alright, you guys, and just like that, we paid off the money key. So starting January, we're going to go ahead and take $1,550 and we're going to go ahead and add $190 back into our cash surplus, which is going to give us $1,740. With $1,740, our next goal is to pay off the op loan. Once again, guys, we have been paying the minimum on this, so it could be smaller, but we're just going to act like we haven't paid anything to cover any interest. So it's going to take us about 2 months of combining our cash surplus together, which is going to be $1,740 times 2 is going to be $3,480. So we're going to go ahead and take $3,480 and we're going to go ahead and minus it by $1,940. Just going to give us $1,540 in our savings. So look at that, we got a nice savings going and we paid off our debt. Alright, you guys, we're almost there. So once we pay off the op loan, the only thing that's left is this car, which the balance should be smaller on this. But once again, you guys, I just like to round up. I don't like to do interest rates, so I'd rather just overquote you guys, and that would do it for me. So we're gonna go ahead and add $250 back into our cash surplus, you guys, because the $250 was the minimum on this op loan. So our new cash surplus starting March is going to be $1,990. If you guys are interested in getting a custom budget for yourself, make sure you guys are booking your private one-on-one consultations below in the description so you can get your budget done. So we're gonna go ahead and work on paying off the car loan. And we're gonna go ahead and break this down, and we're gonna put $1,600 of this towards debt. And then we're gonna put $390 in our savings. We do have a nice savings going, but let's go ahead and give us still a cushion while still working on paying off our debt. So if we wanna pay off our car loan, which is going to be $49.67. We want to go ahead and take $49.67 and we want to divide it by 1,600. So it'll take about 4 months to pay off. So keep in mind, guys, we're still paying a $300 minimum on this, so it may not even take this long, but I'm just rounding up to cover any interest. And then plus, guys, the only other thing I want to suggest when it comes to paying off your car, just a disclaimer, make sure you guys are making sure you have no penalties for paying off your car. I know it's crazy to think you'll get penalized for wanting to pay off your debt quicker, but just make sure you're confirming, because I don't want you to have any penalties for paying off your debt, just to make sure. Sometimes there's like an interest scheme that's tied in there, so you just want to be careful with that. So in the span of those 4 months, we'll have $6,400. With $6,400, we're going to go ahead and pay off the car, which has a balance of $49.67. And we're going to put $14.33 in our savings. All right. And then, guys, we were also putting about $390 up per month. $390 times 4 months. $390 times 4 will give us $1,560 to go in our savings. Alright, you guys, and just like that, starting July, so almost a year from now, we'll officially be debt free. The year is going to go by regardless, so why not use it making progress? We'll be debt free, and then we no longer have to pay that minimum anymore that we were paying for $300. So this $300 minimum will go back into our $1,990, totaling us to $22.90 per month as our new cash surplus, you guys. And then we also have a nice savings that we saved along the way, so really cool. We always love to have a good budget. So guys, this is why it's so important to set up your calendar, see where your bills are going, set up your monthly budget so you can overview, make sure your monthly matches your weekly/bi-weekly. These templates will help you guys. So if you haven't purchased these planners, you need to get one. It's going to help you and change your life, I promise you. So that is that, you guys. She's going to expense track and make sure she's staying on track with her budget so she can reach her goal. Thank you guys again for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button and go grab your planners and the link in my bio. All right, you guys, bye.